Hello. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this segment of just tapping into your dreams. One of the things I get to do as an executive consultant and as an executive coach is really help people to tap into their dreams. Now, it doesn't matter if you're an executive, if you're on the front line, if you're in school, if you are a mom, dad, no matter who you are. What I know is that when we look at coaching and what coaching does for someone, it gives me great joy as an executive coach and to consult with folks from all across the world and to talk to people at all level of an organization about the impact of achieving one's dream. Now, one of the things I know is that, and as a certified coach with the John Maxwell team, part of the executive director club, it's just some of the wonderful things we get to do is to coach people, individuals, schools, groups, teams through achieving a dream or a goal. A good question I love to ask people, again, no matter if you're an executive, frontline supervisor, middle manager, is a pathway question. And the true question is, do you have a strategy to achieve your dreams? And the reason why I know that a strategic approach works is because when I came to America, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just know I want to live a better life. I want to make some money. I had a dream to take care of my grandmother. It was a simple dream, a dream that allowed us to eat a meal and for my grandmother to get just the medicine and just for her to live a healthy life. And so when I came to America, I worked hard. And in part of that working hard, I learned from folks who have been living their dreams, and I realized it had to be a strategic approach. And that's the approach I have been taking, building my business, working in my position, being promoted. For all the things that I do, I had a strategic approach. One approach that has been very impactful for me in my life is that pathway question. Do I have a strategy to reach my dream? And so when you look at that strategy, one of the things that Les Brown says, one of my favorite people, Les Brown talks about, you got to be hungry. But most importantly, he says that we must look for ways to be an active force in our lives. We must take charge of our own destinies, design a life of substance, and truly begin to live our dreams. When I look at those words and I follow folks like Les Brown and John Maxwell and the different gurus of our times and read my Bible and understand from the leader himself, because as you're achieving your dreams, you're becoming a leader of your life. Oftentimes, when we talk about leadership, and especially when I studied leadership, people believe that if I am not leading people, I'm not a leader. But if you're living a life of substance and you're living on the context of how God created you, you have to understand self leadership. And when you understand self leadership, you understand that you have to achieve your dreams as you create an approach to them. Now, one of the things we know that John Maxwell talks so much about this very question, how to live your dream. And when you're talking about finding that pathway to success, there's so many people who criticize other people's dream. One of the things I teach my clients to understand when you're looking at your dream, is it your dream? Is it your dream, your mama's dream, your grandmother's dream, your sister's dream, your cousin's dream? Whose dream is it? Because in that strategic approach, you have to have a plan. You got to have a plan. And so you have to have a strategic plan to reach that dream. I don't know about you, but when you're looking at that pathway question of do you have a strategy to reach your dream, you really have to start thinking, how am I going to work this out? How this going to happen? Am I going to wait for some fairy godmother to come by and wave a magic wand and say, okay, Sharon, there goes your dream? Well, if that works for you, it hasn't happened for me yet. So I'll just wait. We've seen it a lot in Disney. I love taking the kids when they're younger to go to Disney World, and you see that little birdie fly through the castle, and oh, dreams come true. But in the real world, right? When you're thinking about your dream, here's the thing: there is no magic power out there. Just no magic power. You can't just wait for it. You have to work for it. I hope that sounds clear. You have to have a strategy for your dream. You have to have a strategy with a focus on that dream. And one of the reasons when we look at dreams is that because we want to take a realistic shot at reaching that dream. We're not just saying, I've got a dream, I'm going to get that dream. You have to be realistic. And so, with having a strategy for that dream, you have an excellent opportunity. That shot gets bigger and brighter and more realistic. So you have to go after that dream. And if you're not doing that, then you're still living in fantasy land. You might as well take a trip and stay up in Disney World, right? So when we think about it, we looked at a study. It was like a 2005 study with Think TQ. And Think TQ is a training and publishing company. And what they say is that the study revealed that some people who were tested on how they developed strategies for reaching their dreams. And they said 26% focus on specific, tangible targets for what they want in life. 26%. 19% set goals aligned with their purpose, their mission, and their passion. 15% write down all their goals in specific, measurable details. Then you have 12% that maintain a clearly defined goal for every major interest and life role. Another 12% identified related daily, weekly, and long term goals with deadlines. And another 7% take daily action towards the attainment of at least one goal. And one of the things the studies commented, the authors talk about this study is that Americans, once again, they get an F in the critical area of their performance. Simply put, they just fail to consistently take the actions necessary to move the dreams and vision out of their hearts and heads and into their lives. And so this particular study was done by Think Q, and this is just the results of it, right? Here's the bottom line about this study is that most people fail to take actions to achieve their dreams. Most people do. And that failure is the result of very little strategic planning. My mentor has taught me every day I do something about my dream. I build my business from the very bottom up. There are times when I sit down and I learn websites. So my Comtivate Consulting Leadership and Development Academy and my LLC, I build it in every single day. I do 30 minutes, whether it's reading a book, whether it's studying something, whether it's Googling and studying how things are done, whether it's understanding assessments reports, whether it's understanding the role of an executive. I am constantly. So sometimes when we see people, we think they just arrived. No, I know I didn't just arrive. I waited at the bus stop. Oprah Winfrey says, don't try to sit with me on the bus if you didn't wait with me at the bus stop. Because sometimes in life, after you've achieved stuff, people want to be around you and they want to be with you. And Oprah puts it clearly. Now that she's on the bus, where were your friends and people when you were waiting at the bus stop, when you were working hard, when you were going to school at nights, when you were cooking and freezing everything in the refrigerator so your family could eat, so it could free you up so that you could go to school? Where were they when you didn't party all night but stayed in your room and study? Where were they when you used all your money to attend a conference, to get certified, to travel international countries, to gain experience as an international speaker? Those are part of the things of putting your dreams to the test. Where were you? Where were they when you were sitting down, reading your Bible, studying and getting closer to God and asking God, what does He desire of you? So when you're putting your dreams to the test and when you really look at that strategic plan, you have to have a strategy. And so in my next section, when we have another conversation, I want to talk to you about how you secure that dream. Because now that you have a strategic approach, then you need to secure that dream. Here's my hope for you is that if you don't have a coach and if you're thinking of starting your business and you're just maybe not sure how to approach your dream, one of the things that I do with clients is help them to put those dreams to the test, is help them to walk that path. You know, sometimes they say you can't really take somebody somewhere that you haven't been. Well, I have been there. You name it, I have been there. But being there is what allows us and gives us grit. Being through the struggle, working the night shift or working those long days and taking care of kids and being a husband, being a wife, being a mother, being a friend, doing what it takes to get where you've got to get to requires a plan. And then there are times when you just can't do it alone. I didn't do it alone. There were people with me. And then I went and find the people who were doing the things that I wanted to do and ask questions. How did you do it? Yes, I've done that. I've asked people who are doing far better than me, doing the things that I want to do, and ask them. I sit at their feet and listen. I attend their conferences. Yes, I paid for those things. When you're creating a strategy for your dream, it requires a good plan. It requires a plan for you to be fully and mentally present in that plan, and most times physically present. So, if you're looking about a plan and you're just not sure where to start, it is my hope that you will connect with me and I will get you on an active plan that will help you define that dream and what it looks like. If you're an executive, that's okay. I do the executive training action plans, individual development plans. I get teams to become greater, perform more, get to know each other more through personality assessments and reporting structures. And whether it's engagement training, coaching, developing, no matter what it is, your team, your group, just an individual looking for the next step in your life, it is my goal to be that person to take you to that next step. So, my name is Dr. Sharon Johnson. You can always reach me at drsharonjohnson.net. And of course, I have my 24/7 online academy where you can just get full access, get your teams on that training for a very small portion, very small amount. But there's nothing more than leaders who train their people to be the best, because people needs people who wants to make a difference in a world that needs a difference. Thank you again for joining me. My name is again Sharon Johnson. Stay beautiful, stay fabulous, and stay motivated. Bye bye.